What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be trying to put the entire engine, transmission, and the turbo kit back into the silver sedan. Now, we're not going to entirely button up this car. I just want all the big stuff to go back into the car, just so that I can, for the sake of myself, clean the garage and make it look less cluttered. Even though it doesn't look cluttered to me, but I kind of want my space back. So I came out here super motivated today, and then I realized when I got into the garage, I got to do some cleaning. So I spent about 2 hours cleaning today. We got the transmission all cleaned up. I got my blue sedan all washed on the outside and also in the engine bay, and got the car cover over that just to prevent dirt from caking up on the car, and also the sun fading my carbon fiber hood. And also I just realized I need to cut these weeds down, because they're getting as tall as me, or actually it's taller. But anyways, I'll take care of that on an off day. But the goal is to get transmission, clutch, made it up to the long block so we can get that put into the car. Then the turbo from the back moving forward. Honestly, I don't think I might not get the intercooler and radiators. I don't know. We're just gonna figure out what today is gonna allow us to do. I guess the first thing we're gonna do is move that transmission back over here, take that dolly, put the A2 on the small dolly so we can get it off the big dolly, and then put the twin disc on transmission, and then we can jack up the car, pop the wheels off, and slide the engine underneath. Action clutch says to torque the flywheel bolts to 100 foot-pounds. 100. Foot-pounds. Best way to align your clutch: use an actual input shaft. Action clutch calls for 23 foot-pounds for the pressure plate bolts. Look how easy this comes out. Butter. That was super easy. So I'm putting on the fittings for the turbo beforehand, just so that I'm not like leaning over the engine bay. Half shaft is on, return line for the turbo is on, and I was gonna do the harness, but I think I'm gonna do the harness when the engine's in the car, just so that I'm not like, you know, slouching over the engine here. Looks like we're just about ready to go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and jack up the car, pop the traction bar off, the wheels, and get it jacked up to scroll this guy underneath. I'll be honest with you guys, when I was putting the engine into the silver sedan, I literally went straight to work, had the GoPro on the tripod, on time lapse, and when you film the GoPro for a little while, the screen goes black and only the red light blinks. I wasn't paying mind to it, but I don't know when the GoPro battery died, but I continue work with the car. Obviously, it is dark out. It is currently 10:09, and I literally chipped away doing as much work as possible. I'm still going to put some work in right now before I wrap it up for tonight, but just want to show you guys really quickly. Traction bar is on, which then led me to doing both the axles, the fork for the suspension, and threw the wheels on. This light can't turn on right now because it's disconnected, because the trickle charger is on to charge the battery since it's been sitting since last November. So on the passenger side, I threw the wheel on, axle nuts tight, and somehow the wheel bearing went bad. So I'm gonna have to order a wheel bearing, and I'm gonna change just this side because the other side is actually like no play. So I'm gonna have to change this at a later time. Suspension and everything's all put on, traction bars put on, and I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling with putting on the transmission mount, and I wasn't understanding why it wasn't fitting, but nothing really changed. So I noticed it when I was putting the lower ball joint into the lower control arm. It was like half an inch off, and I was like, why is it not going in? Axle play is maxed out, and I was like, dude, what the heck? So I stood back here and I looked at the engine, and I realized that it's one side's high, one side's low. These are the EFK2 mounts. These are the dual height, and what I ended up finding out was, if you remember the DC2 Integra build with the K series I did for Eric, his half sport mount kit didn't come with hardware, so I robbed mine to give it to him. I bought new ones, and apparently I had the mount upside down. So it was on the high setting, that was on the low setting, and I ended up taking all this off, flipped the mount, and put it back on. Everything aligned, axles went in, ball joints went in, everything installed, and we don't have any issues now. So in the engine bay, a lot of miscellaneous stuff that I connected: fuel line, throttle cable, booster, slave, a bunch of small little stuff just so it's not like dangling all over the place. Clutch shift cable, cotter pin, everything's all in place. Heater hoses are in place, grounds are in place. And before I throw the turbo and turbo manifold on, I want to do the engine harness. The engine harness has to go on just so I don't have to struggle to go around the turbo manifold. And if you guys remember, the homie Tazzy brought his wagon up here. He had engine harness issues where I gave him the harness that came out of this car, and now his car is running pretty good. Then I had to order another harness for this car, and at first I couldn't find it, but I found it now. So I got another Max Pitting Rod K series tucked harness, and you guys know I've used this plenty of times on the channel with minor modifications. Now for the price and for the info we throw out for you guys, Booster Boys also made a $5,000 budget K-swap video where he used the cheap $60 harness and literally showed you guys the two wires that you need to swap, the two white wires on the C101 plug, and this harness ends up working out flawlessly. So we're going to be using a max peen rod K series harness as well, and I'm just going to install it because I got plenty of videos on installing this thing step by step and the mods you need to do to make it all work. I'm not going to de-pin repin right now because I can do that when we're inside the car doing the electronics probably tomorrow, but I need to put this on now, then the turbo manifold, and that's realistically all I wanted to do today. So let's get this thing put into the car. So this car, of all my cars that I have that are K-swap, has the most like stuff in front of the turbo. So when I was putting the turbo in, it was literally just like get caught up on everything. But we got the turbo, manifold, wastegate, dump tube installed, feed line, return line, and I did have to take off the return line from the pan to readjust it, but all the feed and return system is tightened down, and we have our boost reference right there along with the controller top and bottom to the gate, which you can kind of see right there. So the hot side of the turbo setup is done for the most part, guys, and I am stoked about it. Now I did put trans fluid in before the manifold because I knew that it was going to be a pain to get down to the speed sensor. Unlike the B all-wheel drive, there's like a big plug here that you can fill the trans fluid from the front. I can't take off the mechanism, but I already got everything attached to it. So fluid's already in the transmission. I need to go buy oil tomorrow. And I mean, as far as what I wanted to do today, we did just that. It took a little bit longer than it was supposed to because my idiot ass, but nonetheless, we got it done. And I'm super stoked about it because we literally just took apart this car, and now this thing is about to be up and going. What I'm going to do before installing the bottom core support, which has the intercooler and the radiator attached to it, if you guys don't remember, I made a custom crossbar in the front to remove it and make it easy to take the engine in and out. Not that I was planning to pull the engine in and out 1,000 times, but we made a bottom core support, and all of that is going to be the last thing to go on. What I want to do is get the ECU in, fix the wiring. I want to fire it over with the stock injectors because the Hunter 1000s, we sold it to the homie Eric with the turbo CRV, so I need injectors for this car. I want to once over with everything on the stock injectors, firing over like it is right now, before we attach the rest of the front end components and do the cooling system. So a ton of progress being made today. I'm super stoked about it. With this car, because I've shown it so many times on the channel, putting on a turbo kit, swapping in a motor, I just wanted to get down to work. Same thing tomorrow. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do to get this thing to turn over. The sooner I can get it down to the floor, the sooner we can have it prepped to go to the dyno, the sooner we can tear into the KRX for the K20Z1 and that EP3 transmission. So as far as this video goes, I am gonna wrap it up right now. It's like 12 o'clock. I've been chipping away at this freaking car. It's 12 o'clock and I want to wrap it up right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the progress update, the comeback on the silver sedan. If you guys enjoyed this one, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around possibly for the first start in the next video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys at the next video. Peace.